we've seen the field narrow dramatically, and there is only one strong conservative who has a path to winning, and that is having the effect of unifying conservatives nationally and teeing us up for Nevada and especially for Super Tuesday coming up in 9 days.
Donald Trump may be heading into the Nevada caucuses on top, but all eyes are also on Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, the two senators who are vying to be the top rival to Trump and to grab Jeb Bush's supporters after he dropped out on Saturday. The two finishing neck and neck in South Carolina, both now focused on the Silver State. Joining us now is Rick Tyler, national spokesman for the Cruz campaign. Rick, welcome. Good morning to you.
Martha.
Good to have you here today.
Great to be here.
Let's take a look at some of the exit polls from South Carolina. And the first one deals with how he did with evangelicals. This was obviously pointed out quite a bit on Saturday because Senator Cruz has staked a lot on the evangelical vote, which he lost 34% to 26% to Donald Trump. What do you say about that?
Well, I think we could, Donald Trump has appealed to evangelicals, and he's convinced them that he would defend them. And I certainly understand that because evangelicals are often ridiculed and mocked in movies and the media, and so I understand that. But I would appeal to the evangelicals to say, if you really want someone who has had a proactive record on the life issue, on the marriage issue, on the Planned Parenthood issue, it is Ted Cruz, and we'll continue to communicate that to them.
Yeah, the articles this morning and over the weekend with titles like "Why Cruz is South Carolina's Biggest Loser." Because he was really expected to do well there. It was a state that should suit his strengths in a very good way. So, I mean, how do you recalibrate after South Carolina?
Well, look, South Carolina, the coast of South Carolina down in Charleston is actually a very liberal community. Marco Rubio won that, or did very well there. He also did very well in the capital city, which is quite liberal. So there are these pockets of liberalism in South Carolina. A lot of people have moved into, South Carolina's a beautiful state. It's why they would move there. But Oklahoma's not really like that, and Tennessee's not like that, and Alabama's not really like that, and Texas is not like that. And so all those states are going to go March 1st. We spent a lot of time in those states. While we were being criticized for not being in Iowa, we were in those states, but we won Iowa, and a lot of those states look a lot like Iowa.
All right. You are in a strong position, at least in the Real Clear politics average right now, up by 6.7 in Ted Cruz's home state of Texas. And you just mentioned Oklahoma. You mentioned Tennessee. Do you feel like you're going to win those three states? I think you mentioned a fourth as well. Are you going to win all
part
those?
of our strategy is to do well on March 1 because most of the delegates that's the biggest single day for delegates. And after that day, 45% of the delegates would have been chosen. So we feel part of our competitive edge is we finished January with more cash on hand than all of our competitors combined. I should point out Donald Trump could continue to write his own checks, but we have that money specifically saved to compete in March 1. We also have tens of thousands of volunteers all throughout the March 1 state. I know that in Georgia we have 10,000. I know in Tennessee we have over 7,000. Oklahoma we have over 7,000. And Texas, Ted Cruz's home state, we have over 27,000. So we've got the organization. We've got a candidate with a message. He is now the only conservative left in the race with a path to victory. So we're feeling pretty good about March 1.
All right. So Georgia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, would you declare right now that you expect to win in Texas?
I'm not going to in this race, Martha. I'm not going to predict anything, but we hope to do well there. Absolutely.
All right. Obviously, over the past 10 days, Ted Cruz got hit sort of from both sides with the liar label. Marco Rubio was laying that on him quite a bit, as was Donald Trump, and it seems to have stuck and hurt him a bit in South Carolina. And then you've got this issue this morning, which I know you've already apologized for. We're not going to replay it, but where there was a video that Marco Rubio stopped and said to, one of the Ted Cruz supporters, all the answers are in there, pointing to a Bible, and somebody had said, no answers are in there on this video, and you retweeted it or put it out on a Facebook page. Do you have to be more careful about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. The Daily Pennsylvanian put up that video, and they put the captions of what they said was the transcript on that video. I just checked it 5 minutes ago. The Daily Pennsylvanian is sticking by their transcript. But look, I know it to be wrong. The reason I know it to be wrong is because I know the staffer that Marco Rubio made the remark to, and it was a lighthearted remark. Marco in his candid moments is a very funny guy. He likes to tease, and he's so he went over and he was pointing out that he was reading the Bible, and he said, look, There are a lot of answers in there. That's what he said. He said there are a lot of answers in there, and the transcript says the opposite. So I know it not to be true. I've asked the Daily Pennsylvania to correct it and take it down, but they haven't done that. So, look,
I mean, it seems on the face of it that video and the fact that he would say that would be kind of preposterous in the first place, wouldn't it? I mean, what candidate in South Carolina?
Yes.
So why didn't that sort of hit you as kind of odd and probably not exactly the way it went down when you saw it?
You're absolutely right. It was. I posted it in haste. I should not have done it. I've apologized to Marco Rubio. I apologized to the campaign, and I posted that on my Facebook and also shared it on Twitter. And I'm saying it here. It was a mistake, and I would not knowingly post something I knew to be false. But you're right. The judgment about what he said was wrong, and so I apologize about that.
Well, we got a lot of, there's a lot of heat in these moments for everybody. A lot is at stake. Yeah. And Rick, we thank you for being with us today.
Thanks,
covering
Martha.
all these topics.
Appreciate
Good to see you again. Thanks, Rick.